Hey guys, it's me, that mummy guy, and today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-full review of Matt Reeves' The Batman. Now, this movie came out on March 4th, 2022, and it was a movie that was 5 years in the making. Originally started it was said to be directed, written, and starring Ben Affleck. Eventually got moved to Matt Reeves. Then it became Robert Pattinson starring, and now it has morphed into the movie that we're seeing today. Now, Robert Pattinson in this movie is incredibly well cast as a socially awkward, dark, brooding Batman. Most of the Batman that we've seen in the movies so far were these suave, rich, I know what I'm doing billionaire types. And while he is a billionaire, he doesn't like being a billionaire. His family's name doesn't mean as much to him as it should, which is something that Alfred points out. And I think that's a really important point, because a lot of these other Bruce Waynes that we've seen in cinema have focused on the taking care of Wayne Industries and everything. And this Batman, Robert Pattinson, Batman is who he is. He is not Bruce Wayne. Now, he does a beautiful job, has great chemistry with Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle, and I think that he was wonderfully cast in the role. Somebody else I'd love to talk about, Paul Dano as a Riddler. Such an amazing casting choice. He was great in Prisoners, and he was great in this movie. The manic edge that he had to him, the trailers made it seem like he'd just be more of a straightforward, calculating bad guy, and he was that. But I think them having that manic edge to him, and having that even the, hey guys, welcome to my stream, I'm so glad to have 500 followers, that kind of thing was super amazing to see. I think it really showed that the Riddler still was a crazy person that we saw from the comics, that psycho person, but he had that edge to him, which I really liked. And he was a serial killer, so that was something else. That was also definitely an important thing. I think it was good to ground him into that role, with the army surplus mask, with the trench coat, with everything else that he had, so that it wasn't something that it looked ridiculous or something like that. I think that it was very important that they did it the way he did, and I think Paul Dano pulled off the psychopathy and the craziness perfectly, especially because he thought that Batman, he took after Batman. He saw him as a vigilante, and he said, I should do this. And the fact that Batman didn't agree with him, and he even took that and acted, he was so well cast in the role. I was so excited to see him, and if we see any more of him, I'd be absolutely amazed and happy to see it. Something else which I was really excited to see after I heard the casting news and was really interested to see was Colin Farrell as the Penguin, and man, did he kill it. He did such an amazing job embodying this scumbag, sleazy character, and that's a handsome man, right? Colin Farrell, beautiful man, but he was not playing one, and he did a perfect job with the role. He took over the role of Oswald Cobblepot, and he even said it in interviews, he was like, I haven't done these prosthetics before, except for Horrible Bosses. And you go back in and you see him play this scuzzy slimeball with these great, his voice didn't even sound like him. It was absolutely just beyond amazing, and I can't wait for his TV show that has actually been announced on HBO Max. It's gonna be great. Somebody else I'd like to talk about for sure, John Turturro. One of the most amazing acting switches I think I've ever seen from somebody. He played, I believe, Jesus in The Big Lebowski. Such an odd off the wall casting choice, but such a great pick. He was so genuinely menacing as somebody who didn't care. He tried to kill his own daughter, for God's sake. You don't see this. This acting switch was amazing, and I was genuinely so excited by his portrayal. I don't see a lot of people talking about this in reviews, but John Turturro as Carmine Falcone, genuinely just a beautiful portrayal. Such an amazing villain that's not touched on a lot. The last time they did him, they actually, he wasn't anywhere as near as menacing. It was straight out of the comics. It was beautiful. He tried to kill his own daughter, and in a segue to Selina Kyle, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. Beautiful casting choice, and the fact that they took her character and they made her not care about what was going on, they made her only want to find her friend, and when she found her friend dead, she just wanted vengeance. She did a beautiful job as a love interest for Robert Pattinson, and I love the fact that vengeance was such a huge theme in this whole movie, and the fact that Batman And Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne was just not able to get past his fear and everything. You could see it when he always claimed that he went past it, but you could see it when he almost lost Alfred. You could see it when the vengeance, the sadness, the anger. You could see it when he almost lost Alfred. You could see it when he got to the edge of the building and jumped off. And you could see that vengeance was used against him, and that fear shouldn't have been something that was there, you know? I mean, it should be there, but it shouldn't have been something that was used so negatively and in such an impactful way like he used it. He wants to be a symbol of hope, and that's what he needs to. I think it was really cool to see that vehement betrayal of enamored justice, where people are like, oh, we put these people in power and we're supposed to trust them, but seeing that the whole system from top to bottom is just corrupt. And I think those themes playing throughout of trust, vengeance, love, you know, you had this man who's early 30s growing up, meeting this wonderful woman, but she doesn't want anything to do with him because she doesn't know who she is. That relationship between him and Gordon, that love that we see, that love between him and Alfred, you know, and the fact that he realizes early on that maybe vengeance isn't the way, even though he keeps saying that. When he stops Selena from killing Carmine, when he stops her from killing the guy on the roof. I don't remember his name, unfortunately, because I'm going to see the movie tomorrow, so I can get this all again. But I think it was a super important choice that they used the word vengeance, and we were all using that for months. I am vengeance, and they used it against him. I think that it was really important that he went from being angry to discovering himself as a symbol of hope. And I'm really, really happy with what they did with the Batman mythos, and what they did with Gotham City, and what they did with Robert Pattinson, Paul Dano, Colin Farrell, John Turturro, Selena Kyle, Andy Serkis, all these other characters. Just beautiful casting, beautiful movie. I'm going to have to give it a 10 out of 10. I don't do that for a lot of movies, but I really think that they did an amazing job with this, and I can't wait to see the future. Thank you guys for watching.